What is up, my seafood friends, and welcome back to my channel, or I should be welcoming myself back to my own channel, because I have not posted in a while. I am so sorry. I was like, right before summer started, I'm thinking, great, this is awesome. I'm going to be able to make videos whenever I can. I'm going to make so much more videos, and then for the first half of the summer, I just could not bring myself to make videos. I had no motivation to keep making these, and I just really didn't want to, but now I really want to keep making videos. I want to keep this channel alive, so welcome back. And to actually welcome myself back, I'm going to do the subreddit I covered in my most viewed video, which is r/soft what? Huh? Wait, what? When did this happen? Hold up. r/software guru was my most viewed video since I started this channel for like 2 years. What? 5,000 views? Oh my god, you people are insane. Thank you so much. I don't have anything else to say. Let's get into it. I would also like to acknowledge that my Get On Up by Tyrone Briggs extended mix randomly got 3,500 views as well, so thank you guys for that too. He groped, squished, twisted, and plucked. My son merely giggled as his eye fell to the floor in a bloody pool, and I watched in cold disgust as another grew back into its place. Upon returning to Earth, NASA discovered a dead astronaut. Nobody can figure out who it is. This Halloween skeleton is perfect! My mother complimented the directions, not noticing me shaking silently in rage. Dead or not, my sister would always be perfect. No one believed me when I said I was the fastest kid at school, until they couldn't outrun me. As I lay on the operating table, I smiled at my twin brother in the next room, happy that I had been able to donate him one of my kidneys. As I succumbed to the anesthesia, the last thing I heard the doctor say terrified me. Make sure you have enough storage cases. The father wants all of our organs in case of future emergencies. When I saw the deer run out in front of me, I slammed on the brakes. When I saw what it was running from, I slammed on the gas again. Every so often I see my brother standing on the hill where he died, waving me toward him with that warm smile he always wore across his face. As desperately as I want to go to him, I just cannot shake this dreadful feeling that what I'm seeing isn't some hallucination of his ghost, but rather the same thing that killed him to begin with. I begged my friend not to take the pill sitting in his hand. Powerless, as all I could do was watch. As I looked down at my hands and body fading away, I wondered why he, the only person capable of seeing me, would let me go. I pushed Larry out of the dinghy as a prank, but when he disappeared into the depths of the lake, I went through a range of increasingly unsettling emotions. And after 20 minutes of joy, hope, worry, and grief, it turned to terror as I finally saw him swim up. My mom always wished to see me succeed, to have my name written on the paper. After fulfilling her dream, she now says that mass murderer arrested after killing 14 is not what she wanted to be on the headline. My blind date texted me that he had finally arrived and was sorry for being 15 minutes late to pick me up, but we'd already been driving for 10. These are the buttons your war hero great-granddaddy took from the people he killed, said Mom as she handed me the battered old tin box. I counted 5 old Wehrmacht buttons, 3 Schutzstaffel, 1 Luftwaffe, 3 FedEx, 2 Pizza Hut, and 6 USPS buttons. My best friend was on the radio today, as well as the dashboard, steering wheel, and window. To the horror of everyone watching from Earth, the first man on Mars took off his helmet. He was finally home. The bartender got my name wrong again. It's Henry, but she put it as "help me" instead. To alleviate the homeless problem, the philanthropist donated a new tent, sleeping bag, and solar-powered lantern to every unhoused person in the USA. The tents and bags were constructed out of polyurethane polymer, not to reduce cost, but because of the material's extreme flammability, easily ignited and impossible to escape at the time of the lantern's synchronous combustions. I saw on the news that her husband reported her missing 4 days ago. I rescued her at least 7 days ago. Clearly he doesn't love her the same I do. After my sister committed suicide, I discovered her self-portrait in a note saying it represented her in the afterlife. Ever since it turned to a blank canvas, I pray to God every night that she will leave my family alone. I'd give anything just to live another month, she desperately pleaded with the Grim Reaper. The hooded figure nodded, lowering the blade of its scythe to her 8-month pregnant belly. I think someone is watching me. Please come over. Hitting send and closing my phone, my boyfriend arrived in record time. As he wrapped his arms around me, I began to cry. Not because I felt safe, but because the text didn't send. I awoke in the cabin, chained and blindfolded, to the faint sound of sirens in the distance. I just pray that whoever's sailing this ship doesn't hear their song as well. The last text she sent that her husband had read. Will you be home soon? Exactly 1 year after she had him killed, she sat pale and trembling on the bed, having finally received a response.
Yes.
My precious little one sat at my feet as we both watched the family sobbing on the evening news. Why are they so sad? She asked me during the ad break. You told me they don't want me anymore. Our casting agency believes in only hiring disabled actors for disabled roles in movies. However, if an able-bodied actor is just too perfect for the part, we can always arrange an accident to get them into character. Heaven's reincarnation gate got stuck one day, trapping millions of souls inside and preventing them from being reborn. After years of hopelessness since the last human birth, it finally opened, terrifying the world with the simultaneous pregnancies of every childbearing age female. Tucked in our acrylic cryopods, I watched my family drift into the 40-year-old slumber that will keep us fresh while we sail for our new homeworld. But after they all go dormant, after the rocket shudders and escapes Earth's gravity, and after the stars become crisper than I've ever known, I begin to wonder why it's taking so long for me to fall asleep. Do we have to move out of the country again? After my parents ignored my question, I turned the radio on, and for a split second, I could have sworn I heard my name on the Amber Alert. I rocked my baby in my arms as I sang softly to her. It's the only thing that helps me pretend she's only sleeping. Mom, all the kids at school laugh and bully me because of my high pigtails. It's okay, my child. You're going through puberty, and we all have to find ways to cover our horns. As the lights flickered and dimmed, a lonely call echoed throughout the caverns, and as I sealed the entrance, I knew I could rest easy, knowing it would never be answered. It's a shame I couldn't touch my cats as I became a ghost. At least my body will keep her alive until someone finds out what happened. The woman sobbed at her murdered daughter's funeral, everyone rushing to comfort her. I really hope I'm not the only one who saw her bone-chilling smirk when they said they couldn't find the killer. You have your mother's eyes, said the man at the table with a blissful smile and a reminiscent gaze. I sure do, I replied, shoving a bloodied Ziploc bag across the table. Can I have my money now? We'd love to have you over for dinner sometime, said her neighbor as she smiled eagerly at me. With a wry smile, my dad politely declined, held me firmly by the shoulders as we walked away, and whispered, You asked for help, didn't you? The message in my fortune cookie read, Your death will not come unexpectedly. My lucky numbers on the back were 06, 24, 2021. The manufacturer of the Endura X spacesuit guarantees that the suit will ensure the wearer's survival in even the most extreme conditions. As I drift past the orbit of Saturn, and the suit cannibalizes my body for raw materials to maintain life support, I wish it would just let me die. When I had been offered immortality, I knew that I would lose those who I loved, but I took it anyway. But I hadn't considered what would happen once the sun exploded, till I was nothing but a consciousness left to float in an abyss of pure darkness forever. Dad, there's a monster in my closet, my young daughter wailed, rushing into my bedroom. In hindsight, hiding the body there was a stupid move on my part. Tinder's completely useless and I don't have a single match. If I don't find another way to start a campfire tonight, I'll freeze to death. The captain drew in a shaky breath as another body floated by. Air traffic control. Something very, very wrong is happening. I made a wish that my daughter's unknown killer would be marked with her name on their body, so they'd never forget what they did. In other news, my wife came home today, showing me her brand new tattoo she got in our daughter's memory.
I don't really like when people reply to one of these posts trying to like add something to it, but this one I feel like actually works really well, so I'm going to show it. It was hard to do the right thing and avenge her, but my heart finally sank when at the funeral I saw her name burned into my brother's arm. Finally, to end off on my personal favorite I've seen. As a child, I always enjoyed putting two mirrors next to each other and seeing the endless mirror tunnel that would form. I stopped doing it when I saw the thing climbing through the mirrors towards me. But sadly, ladies and gents, that is all the time we have for today. If you like this video, press the like button. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, comment them down below. And if you really like this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe. And that is all for today, so until the next video, goodbye.
I know it's my ADHD, cause I can't stop moving my feet.